Each year, NAA recognizes a person or an organization that has made an exceptional contribution to the conservation of natural areas. This is our opportunity to celebrate those who have significantly advocated for and advanced research methods or policy approaches for better identification, protection, and management of natural areas. To that end, we present 2 awards to shine light on those worthy of recognition. We typically present these awards at the Natural Areas Conference and at our awards dinner, and due to COVID, we were not able to do that in 2020. We didn't want another year to go by without offering important recognition where it is so richly deserved. And as such, we're going to announce the 2021 award recipients for the Carl N. Becker and the George B. Fell Awards today. And while we will invite each recipient to say a few words, the full celebration of their achievements and the presentation of the physical awards will take place during the annual awards dinner to be held in Duluth during the 2022 conference. So let's begin. The Carl N. Becker Stewardship Award recognizes excellence and achievement in managing reserves, parks, wilderness, and other protected areas. It's given in memory of Carl N. Becker, former Natural Areas Association president and a conservation leader with the Illinois Endangered Species Protection Board, the Illinois Department of Natural Resources, and the Illinois chapter of the Nature Conservancy. Carl brought leadership skills to all phases of his conservation career. He was an excellent field biologist, bureaucrat, and political thinker. Carl was also a leader. He inspired his staff to work as a team, accomplishing more together than they could as individuals. His skills benefited natural areas conservation locally, regionally, and nationally. In keeping with Carl's legacy, I am delighted to announce the 2021 recipient of the Carl N. Becker Award is Ken McCarty. Ken has directed natural area stewardship for the state park system within the Missouri Department of Natural Resources for 3.5 decades and has been instrumental in the restoration, preservation, and management of many of the 91 parks and historical sites throughout the state. Since we did not have time to go over all of Ken's accomplishments in detail today, the best way to capture Ken's career is through the words of the person who nominated him, Christopher Crabtree of the Missouri Department of Natural Resources. And I quote, "Ken has been one of the main driving forces of ecological management and stewardship within Missouri's state park system. He has initiated or played major roles in large-scale restoration efforts across Missouri, from upland prairie restorations to bottomland and wet prairie reconstructions, from savanna and open woodland thinning projects to the reclaiming of glades overrun with cedars, from reshaping altered hydrology of damaged riverine systems to working to restore flood pulses and water retention within 400-year-old cypress swamps and bottomland hardwood forests. Ken has done it all." Ken, on behalf of everyone at the Natural Areas Association and all of your colleagues throughout the profession, congratulations. Go ahead and turn your video on, Ken, and feel free to say a few things to the audience.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much, Lisa. Thank to Rick Myers and the awards committee, and thanks to Chris Crabtree and those people who collaborated to place me here this morning. This is quite an honor. It's quite an humbling situation for those of us who've been in it, for those of you who have been in it before. And it's coming from the very people who are doing so much of the work and accomplishing so many of the things that I have always valued and I've always sought in my own ways and places here in Missouri. You know, the core of the natural areas effort to me has always been that of understanding natural systems and natural processes, and then applying that knowledge towards natural area restoration and care at meaningful scales. I've been very fortunate to spend a long career in a state with abundant public lands and natural resources, with an amazing constellation of natural resource professionals, organizations, constituents, and enthused, passionate people, and to be working for the Missouri State Parks with their mission that includes and passion provided to preserve Missouri's outstanding natural landscapes These have been the portals, and these have been the thresholds, and these have been the means by which we have collectively been able to accomplish so much. We're all benefited by the synergy of this profession of individuals who achieve so much and in so many ways and in so many places. And we're equally for the Natural Areas Association that supports the effort and brings focus to those efforts. So with thanks to the Natural Areas Association and to each of you who are here today for all that you do, for all that you accomplish, and for all that you will continue to do, thank you very much. I'm very honored to achieve this award and accept it with thanks.
Thank you, Ken. We look forward to seeing you in Duluth, where you will be able to celebrate your achievements with family, colleagues, and friends. The George B. Fell Award is NAA's highest honor. It is given in memory of George Fell, a founding Natural Areas Association member and officer, and founder of the Natural Land Institute. George dedicated his life to the protection of natural areas, and this award recognizes individuals whose exceptional accomplishments in the natural areas profession have advanced knowledge in the identification, protection, and management of natural areas. The 2021 recipient of the George B. Fell Award is an originator of new concepts and conservation approaches. It's not an overstatement to say that his impact has been widely felt across the country as well as around the world. He has been a lifelong advocate, researcher, and facilitator of natural areas management and conservation, and a pioneer in the field of forest ecology. His exceptional career in research and advocacy advancing natural areas conservation has spanned 50 years, and his efforts have had far-reaching positive impacts on the protection and stewardship of natural areas. He's been an inspiration to his many students, colleagues, and collaborators. He has accomplished an astounding amount of consequential work over his long career. And for this, we are all indebted to him, and the natural world is better and better protected thanks to his efforts. It is my very special honor and privilege to announce that the Natural Areas Association recipient of the 2021 George B. Fell Award is an NAA lifetime member, Dr. Glenn Juday. Glenn, my friend and colleague, thank you and congratulations. So go ahead and turn your video on and take a few moments to share your thoughts with us.
Well, thank you, Lisa. I just wish I could adequately convey to this audience and all the members of NAA, the nominators, the award committee, my gratitude for selecting me for this award. Every person who receives the award is being recognized for what he or she has done together with so many others. In a way, each time the award's given, it's just a spotlight on a time, a place, a group of people. In my case, my wife has been one of the biggest contributors to the causes cited in the award. She kept me grounded as a person able to relate to other human beings rather than off in a cloud. She more than put up with my work. She supported me and gave me the strength to do the things that I'm sure that all of you are familiar with. A lifetime of, late night work, long field trips, schedules dictated by nature. I knew George Fell. George was the most dedicated, stubborn, modest, insistent, committed, and very occasionally infuriating worker in conservation that I and most other people have ever met. John Humke is quoted in the biography of George as saying that he was not the easiest person to have a relationship with, but he had so much commitment that when you hung around him, some of it always rubbed off on you. And you really didn't have any choice in the matter. You just came away a better person. In 1987, I related to George that I had just not succeeded in building the financial support for my soft money position as Alaska Ecological Reserves Coordinator. And I was thinking about doing one last big effort to move everything forward and then find a new niche. but he was just such an inspiration because of his repeated example of identifying what was needed for natural areas and just doing it. So in my case, I didn't know if my plan would work or not, or where I would end up. But George, I realized, had just done that repeatedly. So I decided, why not? I got approval from my university for a sabbatical. I traveled through 23 states, 4 Canadian provinces. I visited with natural area program people in most of them. And I ended up in the Office of the Vice President for Science Programs of the Nature Conservancy, which was headed by Bob Jenkins, another winner of the George Fell Award. Well, just before I left, my dean offered me a regular and funded faculty position. So I remained here at the university. But that experience, being with the people all across the continent, doing the difficult, often frustrating, painstaking, and very rewarding work of natural areas protection and management, taught me just so much. In addition to all the things we think of, keeping the scorecards of the acres saved, bringing good science to our efforts, finding and tracking the most endangered elements of natural diversity, building modern data systems, building new NGOs, I came to realize what truly matters is that we are all doing these things together and what we are doing for each other. That's critical. So we who are dedicated to protecting natural areas with our professional skills all know, in a way most people don't, exactly how important our work is for the survival of nature. In all my time with people who spend their lives saving and maintaining nature, I came to see how important the Natural Areas Association truly is. There are just so many forces stacked against us, but I've learned that what we have in abundance, as George exhibited so well, is our unshakable commitment. Given the number of species and ecosystems that survive today and would not have if George had not done the things that he did, as outrageous as it sounds, that was a man who recognizably bent the course of evolution. But the remarkable thing is that every one of you also deserve to be recognized for your part, however large or small, in that same great accomplishment and continuing challenge. So in accepting this award, my request to all of you is this: keep supporting each other. Take renewed pride and satisfaction in what you are doing, and don't ever, ever stop. Thank you.
Thank you, Glenn. The honor is well deserved, and I know your NAA family looks forward to celebrating with you in Duluth.